Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming. I'm bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Roguebook. Roguebook is developed by Aberkeem Entertainment, published by Nacon, and released on February 24th, 2022 for a price of $29.99. The game also has DLC that's currently available in the form of a collector's edition you can also buy, or you can just buy the DLC kind of on its own. It's up to you how you really want to do it. But it's Fagoro Merchant of Wonders, and that DLC is available now, which adds an additional 100 gamer score. So, what is Roguebook? It's a strategy collectible card game where you play on this board where you constantly do runs. So you're basically doing the same game over and over, but every time you play it, you get better and better abilities with your characters, better cards, options, and things that carry between playthroughs. As you can see here, I've got a couple characters unlocked. Your initial two characters are this little elf guy and this fat-looking pig frog thing. Honestly, I'm struggling to remember what their names are, but there you go. The main premise of this game is actually quite simple. You're trying to go through levels and stages that are basically laid out on a hexagonal board, like setup, where you have to paint the map. You're shown things you can work toward, but everything is kind of hidden. So I'll show you here real quick how that works. So I can use my ink brush. As you can see on the bottom middle of my screen, I have this like paintbrush that'll allow me to unveil the areas that are hidden by the board, and it allows me to see more of the game. And the way the game does this is by winning the battles, I'll earn and unlock new things. I'll draft new cards to make my deck better. And it's just a variety in that sense, that what you're doing is it just allows you to expand and grow and build on that. Now, there's a little merchant guy down here. He's kind of like the main narrator you interact with initially in the game, and then he kind of just functions as a shop where you can spend gold. Now, when your runs end, you lose all your gold and you kind of start over, but you have this thing called, it's basically like a skill tree, epidemium or something like that. Sorry, I'm super butchering what it's called, but it allows you to upgrade things and improve what you have coming ahead when you're playing. Now on the board you're going to see these little swords, those indicate little bits of combat, and then other options in the game indicate other things, such as cards you can draft to expand your deck like you've seen us do in here a little bit. And then once you kind of get through a little zoned area, all the way at the top is the kind of gate portal thing, where that's going to be the point that allows you to leave this map and then go to the next map. There's ever-changing maps that are constantly evolving in the game, and tons of things that you can collect. So your goal is to go as far as you can into the chapters. So as you can see here, we've already beat chapter 1, so we kind of get to have an opportunity, if we can find the right stuff, to skip to the next chapter, and so on and so forth. Now, if you don't have paintbrush things open for you to expand your pathways, you might be forced to go directly into battle. So we'll do a battle here real quick so you can kind of see how that works. The mechanics for battling are quite simple. You have basically mana or points represented on the bottom left for how much you can spend each turn. Each card has a point value above it, as well as a little tip indicator for what its effects do that are bolded words, so as you can see block, and it explains how that works. You can pull your deck up at any time to kind of see what cards you might still have to play. Or what you've already wasted or what's been destroyed. Enemies basically have little green health bars under them. You can select who you attack. As you can see right here, I can navigate between them. And you have your health bar on your side, as well as in the top left, you can see what your characters have equipped for their abilities and items. And you pretty much run through your cycle of cards in your deck, attacking enemies and trying to go as far as you can till ultimately all of your characters do end up dying. Once they do die, that is the end of the game, unfortunately, for you, and then you have to basically start a brand new run. So we'll do an attack here, and then I'll kind of also go into the boss that I probably won't be able to beat since we haven't gone around collecting things really. The different types of mechanics and ways the game work is you can line up your heroes in order. If a card has a little circle on it, as you can see around the mana symbol there, that means your character is going to swap to the front of the line, which means that when the next attack comes through, he's going to be the one attacked, not the one behind it. You also have the opportunity to get things like little minions and guys who attack for you, but that's all determined based on the cards that you draft when you are playing, and that will just consistently vary between game to game because you don't know what you're going to get what your setups are going to be like, and how it's going to work. Now, anytime you're playing, if you just don't feel like doing your run, you can always drop your run and completely abandon your quest, but that's going to kind of net you nowhere, so you might as well always finish every quest and attack you're doing. If you don't really like what you're doing, try to head to a boss and just let him kill you. But nonetheless, this game does feature a ton of customization. There's hundreds of cards, tons of different combinations you can do with the characters that you can pick from to start in the game, and then all the minions and just expansive things that you kind of unlock in the game. This is no short game if you're looking at this game thinking, man, it's only going to last me a little bit. No, this game will probably take you north of 50 hours to really complete, and that's probably not finding everything, and all very dependent on how you play your game and attack and decide to prioritize and focus things in that game. What I like is just the extensive amount of customization. You can run the skill tree up however you want. You can set things up however you want, build your combinations and really adjust your deck. It's almost like you're doing, if you've ever played games like Magic the Gathering, like the card building games, where you draft and then you go play again and you draft and get more and more and build better and better and things just constantly improve. That's really what you're doing here while you're playing in Roguebook, and it's honestly super awesome. And you're definitely going to feel a sort of ramp up in difficulty. As you can see here, this guy instantly goes up to 300 plus health, and he's pretty much going to wrap us up and kill us here, but it's kind of the point because I want you to kind of see the end game. Normally I would have collected a bunch of other cards, really improved my deck, and changed up the things I do. Now, when you do have your characters go down, your deck does get affected. You're given these little wound cards that basically take up voided space in your deck. You can revive your guys, but you have to get lucky enough to draw the cards to revive them. So it does get a little challenging in that sense, because the more wound cards that appear in your deck during your run, the more chances are you're not going to draw what you need, and that affects the whole, ecosystem for how you're playing and everything you're doing. I'm intentionally not going to revive this guy here, like I said, though. But while we're trying to die, talk a little bit about other things. When it comes to visuals, art styles, and the soundtrack to this game is amazing. I love the vibrant, like, artsy, fantasy style aesthetics of the game, and just the soundtrack really helps you feel immersed and honestly makes these runs that can take you half an hour to do feel like they're done within minutes. It's not something that feels like you're dragging on. You really get a sense of, hey, I'm getting somewhere. Oh man, it sucks that my game's over, but whoa, yeah, I can unlock more stuff and just keep on going. And that's honestly a super awesome part about Roguebook. As you can see here, that you're going to start to progress up and unlock more and more things for your characters. After every run, you get full run-throughs of how your performance has been doing, and you get to just keep rinse and repeating that process. In the progression area, you can see heroes that you've unlocked and their different level progressions and stuff. You can check out prior runs that you've done. And then this is that embellishment. This is kind of like that skill tree thing I was talking to you guys about, where you can unlock different things that'll impact additional future runs, whether it's more opportunities to encounter rare vaults to get new cards that are better, or alchemists to modify things, to just more health potions to maybe give you a fighting chance, down to like full deck resources to see everything that's in the game and everything that you have uncovered or haven't uncovered. As you can see, there's a ton of cards and just a ton of customizable items and abilities in this game that, it's going to take you a long time to find everything, and that's something that's really awesome about this game. Overall, if I have to give an opinion on buy, sell, or pass for this game, Roguebook is definitely a pickup in my opinion. If you like strategy card deck style drafting games with like a fantasy kind of aspect to it, it's definitely a perfect game. If you're not new to the style genre, it might be a little bit of a heavier pick, so maybe wait for a little bit of a sale, see that price go down. But overall, though, I definitely recommend Roguebook. I think it's a great game. I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to be playing it plenty of times to come. It's a nice, pick up and play time killer, like 30-minute, 40-minute sessions. You don't have to sit and spend hours and hours feeling like you're just inching a little bit further ahead. You can play this game at its own pace and play how you want, and that's something I really do enjoy. If you do pick up the game or have any questions or want to share your thoughts, let me know down below in the comments. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're on Discord and you haven't joined our Discord, make sure you do that. We do giveaways every week for Xbox games, and you might get a chance to win some games. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.